on the wall.
Me, yeah.
Damien O'Neill, immortalized on the Nerve Center in Derry. Look at that.
How not to play guitar? How not to have a bad...
No, you know what he's doing? He's faffing. He's not. You'll notice he's not playing the guitar. Hey kids, he's fucking around with like some setting. You know.
Hey kids,
not punk
you
rock.
want to have a crooked spine? How not to play guitar? Look at that. It's nice to be a legend in the Nerve Center.
In your hometown.
Yes.
I mean, they're always like big heroes for us anyway here in Derry. It was just sort of hero worship tonight for us as well. Like, they still got it. Like Steve Mack still bounding around the stage like a teenager. What can you say? It's fantastic.
Now I want to play tomorrow. I'm ready. It's like I just want to keep playing now. It's like,
I think we're hitting our stride.
Yeah. It takes you a little while to get warmed up, and once you do get warmed up, it hits this groove where you don't have to think about it anymore. It's more. It's almost like muscle memory that comes alive, and it's just it's fantastic. It really is.
No, I remember seeing them for the first time in Derry, the Babel tour, and just absolutely blew me sideways, couldn't believe it. You know, and I've kept with them. We went the Electric Picnic last year to see them, and again, they were just unbelievable. You know, it was just and tonight when you were coming to Derry, I was just absolutely thrilled. And it was, I booked the time off work weeks in advance because I knew it was happening. It was just fantastic.
We do care. We would like to be able to do it more, and we get downhearted. You know, sometimes when you think, God, you know, it's so difficult. But at the end of the day, the playing of it's not a problem. It's all the other garbage sometimes that you have to kind of go through to actually get to play. But the playing itself is always a pleasure.
There is also something to be said for sitting at home with your kids and your wife, and you know. But at the same time, there's something undeniably addictive about playing with this band, and I think that's what drew us back in, and that's why we agreed that we're going to keep doing it as long as we have fun.
It's a passion. Somebody said last night in Belfast, I was talking to them, they said it's a passion, and I suppose it is. I listen to the songs, not just the ones that I wrote, but all of them, and I think, how come we weren't successful? You know, how come we didn't like have a hit and keep on going and become big? How come that didn't happen? And I don't have any answers to it, you know. It's just like, I guess it's just one of those things.
I mean, there's some of that stuff's, you know, it's got to be over 20 years old, you know what I mean? But it's still, what is it, form is temporary, class is permanent, you know, that sort of thing. So, yeah, the songs still stand up 15, 20 years later, without a doubt. Well, for me anyways.
Some of these songs are fantastic, and also the kind of sense of injustice. Why didn't it? You know, why weren't we bigger than we were? We need a break. Maybe we need somebody to put one of our songs in a movie that becomes huge, and suddenly we've got this new fan base.
Certain songs, like Hey Venus, Sensitize, and people react to them as if they were hit records. They weren't, but people react to them as if they were, and of course they should have been. But yeah, it's really nice when people sing along, when you look out and you see people smiling. That's important, because there's so much music now that's kind of a bit serious and depressing. Even our serious songs, I think, should make you feel uplifted, you know? So it's a kind of celebration.
We are sort of re-experiencing the music ourselves in a way, like the fans are, you know, we played some now, it does feel different because we're obviously come back to it, and in some of the songs, you know, we're picking them apart and looking at them again, and you know, trying to make them seem vital now, you know, like they were then, but possibly in a different way sometimes, you know. And
we know we're good. We know we're good. That's harder. When you know you're good and you're not getting noticed, that's very difficult.
We know now how important we are as a band together, and even when one of us is having a bad day, it's still better than if that person was not playing with us. And so, understanding that, and understanding that performing as a whole is far more important than an individual performance, that's the greatest stride that we've made. So now we're all working together, as opposed to everybody just like in their own head space, trying to do their own thing. It's like now it's all about the band, and I think that's why we're better now.
we're always going to, you know, annoy each other in some kind of way, but when it gets to the important stuff, like getting the music together, then we are like a solid unit, you know, really solid unit, and we've all got the same aims and the same goals, and we are so focused about that now, much more than the past, and you know, we know what we want to do now, and we do it. And we don't have any disappointing shows anymore because we're so focused on what we want to do. It's all a matter of just winding everything up a little bit tighter every night, you know, and getting it really, really tight. Where it gets to the point where we can really feel it, you know, that massive emotional rush, you know. We wouldn't do this if it didn't exhilarate us, you know. If we don't feel the exhilaration, because that's what that band, that's what the Petrols are about. It's about reaching some kind of exhilarating peak, you know. And that's what we try and create, you know, and it's been happening, so.
We know it can work. I mean, we know it can. I mean, we have always been very, very cognizant of whether or not we're good or bad. And we know that right now we're actually playing really well. In fact, we think we're playing better than we ever have. And we know that anything that we put out from here on out has to meet or exceed anything that we put out in the past. We have the material. It's just a matter of like, when can we all meet someplace in the world to record this? And provided that we can do that, the next time we go out and play, we'll be playing some new material.
Somebody said to me, I asked somebody years ago, why do I keep writing songs and singing even though nobody cares? And he just said, well, people who do that are like birds. You have to. A bird doesn't think about why it sings, it just does it, you know. And in a way, I suppose if you're a musician, you just want to play.